Yo, what's up? It's your boy Duke the King, and welcome to, you already know, man, it's Peak Game, bro. Peak motherfucking Game. Yo, if you like this content, like, subscribe, and share it, man. It's going down, man. The page is growing. Thanks to everybody who subscribed. But this video right here is about when I met Juiceman LaFair. Juiceman LaFair. Goo-wah. Yeah. So, anyway, Juiceman was coming to Flint. Dollar Dave was bringing him to JB's. He was doing live performance at JB's. You know, I talked to, I get in the party, get in the VIP section with Juiceman. And it was funny as hell. So I get in VIP. Basically, when I get there, just only probably about 3 or 4 people there, and Juiceman, and they got like a fucking buffet of food, but they don't have no spoons or forks. They just have paper plates and food, nothing to eat the food with. So we back there looking at the food, shit smelling good. I kind of want some, and then I'm chopping it up with Gucci, and we talking about Atlanta, cause I used to live in Atlanta, and we talking about the areas, and I actually used to live right down the street from where this nigga used to trap at. I used to live on Ralph McGill Boulevard in Midtown in Atlanta, like right down the street from the Civic Center. And his little trap spot was on Boulevard. So he's a trap right like a block away from my crib. It was crazy because this was like a Midtown condo, and then you go down the block, you in the hood basically, you know what I'm saying? So we chopping it up, and then this nigga like, man, I'm hungry as fuck. This nigga Juiceman so motherfucking country and crazy. This nigga grab a plate, open up the can of macaroni and cheese, and scoop his motherfucking hands in the macaroni and cheese, put it on his motherfucking plate, grab some motherfucking chicken wings. He eating the macaroni and cheese with his hand and the chicken wings. I'm like, this nigga is ghetto as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we at the show, we talking about a feature. I'm like, yo, what up, man? What's gonna talk to get you a feature for that? You know, the nigga tell me $6 grand at first, right? Mind you, Gucci had just got out of jail for beating that murder case, so he fresh out, right? Fresh out, first show, fresh out. He come there. So I'm talking to him. He like, $6 grand. I'm like, $6 grand? No, man. I'm thinking like, okay, well, I'm negotiating. Whatever price they tell you, it's always negotiable. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go high. If you go for it, boom, they go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just peeping him out. I'm peeping his situation. You know, I'm kind of peeping his situation. I could tell he ain't where he need to be right now. He just got out. He's trying to make money. So when they like that, they're not gonna turn no money down. But anyway, so I shoot the pitch to him. He say 6 G's. I said, all right, we'll talk about it later. So he go ahead and do his show. We chilling. Blase Splits Day. And I remember Sharita Campbell. He seen Sharita, right? So he hollering at Sharita. He trying to holler at Sharita. He grabbing on her. She like, hold on, nigga, don't just be grabbing me like that. You know, Sharita a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know, he trying to fuck with her. And so then Juiceman just stopped, like, man, well, fuck you then, bitch. And she was like, dude, you better get your mans. This nigga must don't know who the fuck I am. I'm like, Gucci, I'm like, man, chill out, man. That's the homie, man. That's the home girl, man. She good. And Juiceman like, man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bitch. I was like, chill. I was like, go on, Sheree. You know, it's all good, baby. This nigga don't know you. But then when she like, nigga, you got me fucked up, you know? She walk out like, nigga, I'm from Atlanta. I be in Atlanta too, nigga. You ain't hard to find. I'm like, chill. So anyway, so Sheree, I hope you see this. And you know what I'm talking about. You know this is all facts. Ain't no cap to this shit. So, anyway, so after the show, he like, man, we could do this. He said we could leave here and go straight to the studio. I'm like, so he like, man, just come by the hotel and pick me up. So he tell me where he's staying at, so we get to the hotel, so boom. So now we still trying to negotiate this price. So now he like, I said, man, so you, I said, you want $6 grand? He like, yeah. I said, man, look, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Nigga, I got $2 grand for a feature. He like, $2 grand? Hell no. He like, nigga, I ain't doing shit for $2 grand. I was like, well, nigga, hey, you take it or leave it. He was like, nah, hell no, fuck that shit, nigga. I was like, well, shit. I was like, well, nigga, flat out, I said, well, nigga, fuck you then. He's like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. Those are exact words, right? He said, I said, fuck you then. He's like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. And you know, it wasn't like no about the. He was just like some. He walked off. I walked off. That night, right? So I go home, and then the promoter, Dollar Day, you know, he had my number. So I'm like, fuck it. If he ain't gonna do it for what I give him, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I go home, nigga. I get a call about 8 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I've been out. I was out till about 3, 4 in the morning. I get a call at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's Dollar Day, the promoter, who actually brought him here. Brought him there. So he like, what up, man? I know your ass probably sleep. I'm like, shit, what's up? He like, man, Gucci wanna holler at you. I'm like, what do you wanna holler at me for? So he like, what up, man? You know, man, I thought about it, man. I'm gonna go and do the song for you, man. I'm gonna go and do it. I'm like, for the $2 grand? He said, yeah, but I'll do it for the $2 grand. But I gotta reschedule my flight. But you gotta pay for my me rescheduling my flight out. And it was 2 of them. It was him and OJ the Juiceman. OJ the Juiceman hadn't even released no music yet. He was just hanging along with Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he had some music out, but he wasn't out. You know what I'm saying? But he was quiet as hell. When I tell you, OJ the Juiceman didn't say not one fucking word. Like, didn't literally say one word. This nigga was just quiet the whole fucking time, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, fuck it, we can do it. So we find out. So I ended up paying the nigga like $2,600 because I had to pay for the rebooking of 2 flights for him and OJ. So boom. So we go to Mark Taylor studio. Boom, we up in there. Be like, man, boom, let's do the song. I called Mark Taylor, like, boom, what's up? I need a beat. He like, I got something for you. So we go to the studio. Mark got the beat. We like, boom, we listen to it. We like, hell yeah, that'll do. So I wanted to make it a commercial but street song. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure I get some airplay or radio play, something that could, you know, can get some spins. So I choose the song like a booty song, Dribble. It was called Dribble. Dribble that ass like a basketball. But the song was Dribble that ass like a basketball was the hook. And, you know, a few other shit with that. But anyway, so we do the song, and when I tell you this nigga Gucci Man didn't write shit down, this nigga didn't write a single fucking word down. Everything he did, this nigga might have freestyled about 10 different verses. And Mark Taylor, every time he do a verse, he be like, no, I don't like that, erase that. But Mark Taylor, the engineer, the studio, this nigga didn't erase nothing. He kept every verse that this nigga freestyled. So basically, he had about 10 different verses of Gucci Man. And later on, that nigga start using them. Mark Taylor, even the engineer, bought out a song featuring Gucci Man because he had all this material from Gucci, like just free music. But anyway, so we in there, right? Boom. He like, man, you know the Dayton Family? I'm like, hell yeah, I know the Dayton Family. They're my niggas. So he like, man, I want to call him, tell him I'll do a song with him, and we can do a song with each other. I do one with them, and they do one with me for my album. I'm like, cool. So I called Bootleg. I'm like, ID, what up, my nigga? He like, what up? I said, man, I'm sitting here with Gucci, man. He want to do a song with you. Now this is Bootleg from the Dayton Family. Well, you know, we call him ID. So ID like, I said, man, I got the Gucci Man right here. He's like, who? I said, Gucci Man, nigga. know what this nigga say? Tell me. Now Gucci man sitting right next to me, right? This nigga say, man, fuck that nigga. I'm like, man, fuck that whole ass nigga, man. That nigga ain't shit. I'm like, so Gucci man sitting right next to me, like, I'm like, yeah, all right, bro. Okay, well, yeah, all right, that's cool. That's cool. So I'm trying to play off. I don't want the nigga to know what he just said, you know, because this nigga was really a true fan of the Dayton Family and shit, right? So I'm like, so all right, I'm gonna call you back. I hung the phone. He like, what do you say? I said, man, I gotta call Shoestring. See if Shoestring is Shoestring cool with it. He like, cool. So I called String. I'm like, String, what's up, man? I got Gucci, man. Gucci want to do a song with y'all, man. Shoestring he like, shit, bet. What's the deal? I said, well, he said y'all do one for his album and he do one for y'all album. You know, it's even. Nobody don't have this, no exchange of money, just a fair exchange. He like, bet. I said, we at Mark Taylor Studio, pull up. He like, bet, I'm on my way. Simple as that, right? So then he like, man, you know Jake the Flake? I said, yeah, I know Flake. I said, you wanna holler at him? I called, I'm like, Flake, what up? Like, what up? I said, I'm sitting here with Gucci, man. He wanna holler at you. He like, yeah, put him on the phone. So boom, he talking to Jake, boom, he chopping it up. I don't know exactly what they were saying, but he talked to Jake, you know, whatever, boom, I got the phone, like, yeah, Jake, boom, if you in town, he like, I ain't even in town. I said, well, you know, I said, y'all niggas exchange numbers, man, y'all link up and do something. He like, bet. So they exchanged numbers. If anything came of it, I don't know. But, so boom. So then String come to the studio. String up in the studio, String got some shit wrote down, so he rapping it out, trying to see if Gucci like it. And when I'm sitting next to Gucci, and when I tell you I bullshit you now, I'm sitting next to Gucci, man, on the couch in the studio, and he's just looking at Shoestring like with his mouth open, like, and nigga tapped me, it's like, hey man, is that Shoestring for real? I'm like, yeah, that's Shoestring. He like, and nigga was like, man, he rap just like he talk. No, he said he talk just how he rap. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, damn, this nigga. And this nigga was fascinated by Shoestring. You hear me? Like, he was a true fan of the Dayton Family, man. And so boom, they do the song, dope ass song. Even Gucci man even put me in his verse. He say, he talking about he riding down Dayton Avenue. I can't remember the exact verse. Then he say, he basically saying he ride through Dayton Avenue. He dropping off work to Shoestring. Then he say, and I drop 100 pounds to my nigga named Duke. It was like, oh shit, okay, I feel that. So, you know, that was part of the song, whatever. So, you know, we do the song. And then he also did a song with Keela. So he did, like, Gucci Man did about 4 or 5 songs that day. So then I dropped him and OJ off at the, I'm dropping him off to the airport. So I'm driving. I put in some of my shit. So he bouncing to my shit. He like, oh yeah, that shit cool. I put in Northside. So he was like, yeah, I like that shit. So we bouncing in that shit. So then we videotaping all this shit. Like I couldn't even tell you where none of that footage is. I just know I don't have it now. But so we let him off at the airport, and this only time OJ said something. He put that, you know, he seen us video. He like, yeah, it's your boy OJ the Juiceman. Y'all check me out. I'm gonna be dropping real soon. I'm looking at him, I'm like, damn, this nigga can talk. Cause the whole time, all this nigga was doing was rolling up weed. That's all he was doing. And this is how I developed a relationship with Miss Debbie. As y'all know, Miss Debbie from Missy Entertainment, the one who, you know, started the whole shit that had Nicki Minaj, Waka Flocka, OJ the Juiceman, Gucci Man. She was, you know, Miss Debbie from the Love and Hip Hop. Me and her, she called me while Gucci was there, was like, look, cause when he told him he was gonna stay, she didn't want him to stay, cause she know he had just got, he's like, she said, she has to talk to me. She's like, look, When you please take care of him, make sure everything he good, make sure he don't get in no trouble and all this and that. If you do, trust me, after y'all do this song, we you know what I'm saying, I make sure I get this song out there for you. I'm like, cool, that's no problem, man. That's nothing. So we exchanged numbers. So I actually developed a relationship with her. Actually, we were trying to get the song Dribble on Gucci Mane's his first album out when he first did it. Got, I think it was The State versus Broderick Davis. I think I'm not sure, but I think that was his first album. We were trying to get it out because I had Gucci and I had Jadakiss on the song, and we couldn't get the Jadakiss song cleared. You know, Jada did it, you know, on the strength of me, but the contract he was in was fucked up, and he couldn't get the song cleared. They wouldn't clear the song, so we couldn't use it. But we ended up putting it on mixtapes, so it floated around on mixtapes. You know, I got a chance to put it up on my digital platform, and man, to this day, a lot of people don't, you know, a lot of people heard the song, a lot of people don't. But what people don't understand, when you put it on a digital platform and they start streaming it, this is streamed around the world. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't hear it, it could be over in London, Japan, motherfucking anywhere in the world, man. Like where they listen to rap, and they were streaming the shit out. First of all, it wasn't because of me, it was because of the two names I on. So if you streaming music and you type in Jadakiss name, this song is gonna pop up. Or you type in Gucci Mane, this song is gonna pop up. So the songs popped up, and I could honestly say that I'm still getting checks from that shit. Like I probably haven't even checked my account in a while, because the checks ain't as big as it used to be. I mean, I used to get just like most of these guys getting paid off, eating off the streams. I started eating off the streams back in 2007, 2008. I did the song in 2006, but I didn't put it on the streaming platform until maybe a year or so later. And man, that was one of the best moves I ever made, because those checks came by some times when I was fucked up, and just to look at get a look at my account and see $4,000 in there just deposited. Man, that shit helped out a lot. So, but now, you know, checks are nowhere near that. But at the average back then, they were anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000. As time went on, you know, it went down and went down. But every time like Gucci Mane bring out something new, my shit go up, like, cause people is, you know, they searching his name and music is popping up. And then just after the verses, the Jadakiss, the Locks versus Dipset, after that, my streams went up, because people were searching Jadakiss. Jadakiss became a hot topic at that time. So music was popping up and I was getting streamed. So you know, now the checks probably be like $200-300. But like I said, I did the song in 2006. It's 2022. I'm still getting checks from that shit. So yeah, because I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, but yeah, man. And then I remember bumping in every time Gucci came to Detroit, I get with him. A couple times I was on stage with him. You know, it was just like, it was real shit, man. You know, it was like, so, you know, we were trying to make something happen. And then Miss Debbie, I kept in contact with Miss Debbie. Then Miss Debbie had a son named Red, who killed himself. Me and Red, I met Red through OJ the Juiceman, because I ended up doing a show with OJ the Juiceman a few years later. And he remembered me, he remembered the song and everything. He was like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. I got all that shit on tape, man, too. So I'm gonna load all that. I got that shit on YouTube. So I'm gonna load that shit up so you guys can see it. I'm gonna load it up to this channel here. But yeah, so But I used to talk to Miss Debbie, and I remember I had Red had gave me his number, and I didn't know he had killed himself. So me and him was working on some stuff, trying to get some music, get OJ on some music, and then he rapped too. So I was trying to, get him on some songs. So one day I just called his phone, because me and him would talk to each other. I called his phone, and Miss Debbie answered the phone. And she like, who is this? I was like, this dude. She's like, yeah, this is my son's phone. He's not with us no more. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, he's deceased. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, I just talked to him like 3 days ago. She said, yeah, it just happened yesterday. I'm like, whoa. So then she was like, what did y'all have going on? So I started telling her what we was doing and stuff. And then she I said, do you remember me? We was discussing the Jadakiss song with Gucci Man. She was like, oh, this the same person? She was like, oh, okay, yeah. So, so me and her stayed in contact, and she was always trying to, she like, you got something, send it to me. We see what we could do. So, I was sending her shit here and there, and but it wasn't. I guess it wasn't what she wanted, but so I started, still keeping in contact with her, but she was like, nigga, every time you got something, send it to me. If I like it, we gonna make something happen. But a lot of times she wouldn't even listen to it because she was so busy. I called like, did you get a chance to listen? She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just so busy. I'm doing this and that. She's always telling me, well, don't give up on me. Just you just gotta work with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. So, I stayed in contact with her for a little while, but she's just, she's a busy lady, man. She had a lot on her plate. I understand that. So, but with Gucci, it was a cool nigga, man. Solid nigga, man. Just that nigga at one point, man, when I tell you this nigga was doing every drug known to man. I used to go to this little show, we in the backstage, and then I also met Young Thug through Gucci Man. Now, I never forget it. We was backstage, and it was time for Gucci to perform. So we walking through this little tunnel, little stairways that leading up to the stage. And this nigga, Young Thug, was like, man, I'm high as fuck. This nigga was talking about, I took like six ecstasy pills. I'm like, you took 6? He's like, yeah, I took 6 of them motherfuckers. This like, he talking to me. He didn't know me, I didn't know him, but he talking to me like we knowing each other. I guess he think I'm cool because I'm with the entourage. But yeah, I met Young Thug too. Nigga told me he was high off ecstasy pills, and that nigga was tweaking like a motherfucker. But yeah, man. So it's been a great run, man. It was a good song. Yeah, good song, man. So yeah, that's when I met Gucci, man. It started off a little rocky, you know what I'm saying, but real recognized real. And he a real ass nigga. He realized I was a real ass nigga, and we collabed, we made some shit happen, man. So I want to say thank Gucci, man, because I'm like I said, I ate good off that motherfucking song, and I'm still eating off of it. It's not much now, but hey, if it's still coming, I'll take it. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, share, and share. Trying to build this channel up, and then stay tuned this weekend. Matter of fact, tomorrow I got some interviews going on with some of my niggas from the crib. Gonna give y'all some real life true stories, some shit you gotta hear, man. Some shit that just went down that will blow your mind. My man gonna be on here. My man Skills from Lifestyle Entertainment is gonna be on here, and we gonna talk some real shit. So y'all stay tuned, and make sure you always peep game. Don't let them get over on you. Peace.